Ryan had to stay home and didn't get to come to the show with me. And had them sign my DVD. Voice actor didn't come over and spend a stupid amount of money with me. I would have been in the red. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and this is Lace Spirit Designs at Nostalgia Con Anaheim. So on par with every single con we have done this year, day zero was literal hell. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I found out like Thursday morning, the day that we were supposed to drive down here, Olive got really sick and I had to take her to the vet, and it turns out she had pancreatitis and was going to need treatment all weekend long. And that's not something that we could have left to the family members who are watching her. So Ryan had to stay home and didn't get to come to the show with me. This is like, I don't know how many shows now this year I've done without him. I think I've only used him for 2 shows this year. So my friend Nicole, NP Infinite Art, has saved my ass once again and literally called me and was like, hey, what do you need? Like, when are we leaving? And so we came down last night and we set up this morning, as you saw in the time lapse, and now we are here for day one. We're on a 6-foot table this weekend, and as you saw in my Con Crunch vlog, which wasn't much of Con Crunch as much as it was a sticker vlog, I had a really hard time putting this setup together. For some reason my brain wasn't braining and I couldn't figure out like the configuration until like Wednesday. So we have a full shelf this time, which is different than what we did at Carrier Con, where we only had like the 2-part. So this has worked out so much better because there's space for everything. And I honestly think this is kind of where I'm going with it in the future. So, and then the other thing, I saw a trick on Instagram where somebody was using little clear hair ties to be spacers for the stickers. So everything looks so nice and crispy clean and like everything. And then there's room for the washi tape. So it just looks so good. So we are so excited to do day one.
We're going to get autographs because I'm too scared to go by myself.
Alright, $21.55 after tax. There's going to be a blue button to press and then you can tap. Do you have shortcuts on there for prices? Oh, I thought you clicked the button and it's like... I mean, there's some of them. No, I just typed it really fast. Did you want a receipt? We're all set. Thank you guys. Yeah, you too. So it is 6:50, 10 till the close of the day. And it has been really, really slow in here. I got a little bit of B-roll footage, but like not much because there's just not much going on. but I did what I set out to do today, and I met all 3 of the Ed, Edd n Eddy boys and had them sign my DVD, and they were so incredibly sweet. I'll post some more pictures of stuff that I got, but like, I've never done autographs before, so it was super cool to meet the voice actors of some show that I've been obsessed with for years and years. So, but there's an incredible lineup of voice actors in this building and just other talent. I think there's almost 200. I cannot get this back in the box, but a lot of the talent isn't here today, and I'm sure most of them will be here tomorrow, and I'm hoping that the attendees will come too. I've also noticed that a lot of attendees seem to be having their first ever convention experience this weekend, which is an interesting learning experience for them and us, because they're like doing a lot of window shopping and trying to figure out cost of things and realize like I need to bring money to something like this. So we'll see how the rest of the weekend goes. But honestly, if I at least make my cost back, I'm not going to be too mad. I really didn't expect a whole lot out of the show, but it's a really cool show. Like, I would love to do this one again just because of how much diversity there is here. Like, there's so many vendors that I've never seen before. So super excited to see how the rest of the weekend goes. And yeah, I will see you guys on Saturday. Good morning, guys. It is day 2 and it is about 11:30. So hall opened at 11 and VIPs were let in at 10:30. And as you saw, we got lots of footage of the huge crowd that was out there. I'm still a little bit concerned about our placement because, of course, everybody went straight to the voice actors, which you have to go through the vendor hall to get to the voice actors. And that was expected. There's also panels all the way in the back of the hall. We're only utilizing Hall A at the Anaheim Convention Center. But we are so far out of the way, and the aisle between us and the vendors across from us is so wide that people just like really aren't stopping to look. So I'm contemplating, there's some empty tables closer to the middle, and I'm contemplating talking to staff about moving maybe tomorrow, but we're just gonna kind of see how the day goes. It still feels like it's a little bit slow, and I know it's still a little bit early, but it is Saturday, so there's concern. So we're gonna see how things go. Sometimes the magnets aren't the same. Yeah. Okay. Which bottle would you like? Huh. I can think of that. getting the bow? Okay. I am so tired. It is almost 7 o'clock, so the hall's about to close for the day. I meant to do a midday check-in, but I don't know, was vibing, I guess. It's been really slow, though we did do better sales-wise yesterday, and there were quite a few people who came back who were shopping either earlier today or yesterday and made sales. So very happy for that. I'm still like kind of bummed out for the location, but it's small enough that it seems like people are making their rounds, so if they were going to shop with me, they would have. So I don't know, it's very mixed feelings, but I'm still having a good time. It's great to be here with friends, and I still think I would do it again. So I'll do my full review for sure at the end of the video, which if you have never seen my Artist Alley vlogs before, that's where I talk about pros and cons for the event, how much I made and spent to be here, and I also share more details with my YouTube members and my patrons. So be sure to check those out. You can see them in the links below, and I will see you guys for day 3.
I love how like us artists are all like B-roll, B-roll, B-roll. She TikToks so often. I'm like,
even though I post a lot about selling at events and conventions, it's really important to remember that I also sell online, and most of you guys do too. Etsy is my highest grossing platform, and part of its recent growth is thanks to this week's sponsor, EverBee. Most small businesses starting out online will build their shop with Etsy, and if this is something you're considering, or even if you already have an established Etsy shop, EverBee is a must-have to help you grow. EverBee is an extension for Etsy and plugs right into your shop to provide analytics not only on various keywords and niche topics, but for your own shop and listings as well. While you can sign up and use EverBee completely for free, the amount of data and research tools available in the growth plan is invaluable to an Etsy shop owner of any stage. And if the growth plan couldn't get any better, EverBee has recently launched the highly requested Daily Trends feature. This new feature allows Etsy sellers to track and see performances of keywords on a daily level, and you can even customize the date range to see how things are trending over a specific period of time. This is an amazing feature for anyone who sells seasonal items and wants to get ahead of the shopping curve, or even those of you who sell things based on random internet memes or trends. EverBee can be used completely for free, but if you join the growth plan, you will get access to the daily trends and so many more amazing features. And if you would like to join, you can check out the link in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, so you don't have to use it, but if you do use it, it gives me a little bit back so I can keep doing the things that I do. Thank you so much to EverBee for continuing to be an incredible sponsor of this channel and helping Etsy sellers make the most of their shops. Now, let's get back to the video. It is day 3 today, and it is noon. So we've been in here for like 2 hours. We tried to get here early to get coffee, and the one that we kept going to in the lobby of the convention center was closed, and we had to go to the other one and get bad coffee. So it's been quite a morning. It has still been slow, but I'm feeling better about it today than I did yesterday. So I still have high hopes for the day. Kind of hoping that people are going to have spent Friday window shopping, Saturday getting their autographs, and Sunday maybe shopping with the vendors. So that seems to kind of be what the trick is at the moment. Seems to be what the vibe is. But D. Bradley Baker is here, and if you don't know who that is, he voiced all of the clones in Star Wars. and Ryan continuously is texting me to go and see him and get an autograph or a selfie or something. So I am being sent on a mission to go see if that man is at his table and if I'm gonna have the guts to stand there by myself. So we're gonna see. So it is 2:30 now. I did manage to go and see D. Bradley Baker. I got a picture with him, and I also went back to Eddie and Ed's voice actors and got pictures because I felt bad on Friday that I only got a picture with Double D's voice actor. So I have all 3 of the Ed boys, and I'm very pleased that I got to book them. So, and it was cool because like they were slow enough that I was able to like chat with them, and I was able to tell them that the whole point of me even booking this con was in hopes that they were gonna be here. So it all worked out in that end. As for sales, things are pretty steady, but still slow. There are, let's see, it's 2:30, about 4.5 hours left until the end of the show. It ends at 6 today. One of the Ed boys did say he wanted to try to come by my booth, so I don't think we're gonna pack down early, just in case he gets away later. But yeah, it's still just really good vibes. There's a lot of people who are looking and they're interested, but I don't know, I'm happy to have been able to do this show even if I am not gonna make it out in the green. So I'm super stoked for everybody who has come by. And again, if you are new to these videos, make sure to stay tuned until the end so you can see me talk about the pros and cons and my profits and expenses. So I will see you later. It is 6 p.m. In a last-ditch effort, I had gone over to give Eddie's voice actor a sticker because he kept telling me that he likes mushrooms and was the one talking about coming over and seeing my booth. And so I was just like, oh, I just want to give you my sticker. And he was like, all right, take me to your booth. And he walked with me all the way from his booth to mine and then just dropped a bunch of money on a bunch of my stickers and stuff and gave me the biggest hug. And I just no more brain in my head. So anyway, again, it's after 6 and we were one of the only booths still standing. So I'm going to end it here. I will see you guys in the next part of the vlog where I will hopefully definitely be more coherent.
Bye, Nostalgia Con!
Okay, it is about a week later. I am more coherent, but I can't say that I haven't stopped thinking about my EverBee interactions. Before I get into anything else about how this con went, I want to give Nicole a huge thank you for dropping everything to help me make it to this show, because canceling wasn't really an option and Ryan could not go with me. And just the way things went, it ended up being the perfect pairing anyways, so I had so much fun. Thank you for being my backup. Anyways, this is the end of the vlog where I discuss the pros and cons of this event, how it went for me, and I also discuss my profits and expenses involving this show. And if you're new to these vlogs, I share a pie chart with those profits and expenses, and they will be in percentages. But if you want to see the real dollar amounts and all the dirty details, you can check out my Patreon for $5 or more, or join my YouTube memberships for $2.99, and you can see all those dirty details, all the actual dollar amounts, and anything extra I felt the need to say about the show. So let's do a quick overview of Nostalgia Con Anaheim 2025. Nostalgia Con held their Anaheim show at the Anaheim Convention Center in Hall A from June 6th to the 8th, 2025. Based on my research, this is a super new show, and they started doing their events in San Antonio, Texas around May of 2024, have done a few shows in the Texas area and are starting to branch out into Denver and I think maybe Idaho and then a couple of other places, and they're still traveling around. This is their very first time in Anaheim, and I have a good word that they will be returning for 2026. Ticket prices were $45 for Friday or Saturday single day tickets, $35 for Sunday single day, and I think $90 for all 3 days. And I didn't see a cost for VIP tickets, but I'm gonna assume they were around $120, $150. There were about 170 voice actors / talent of any capacity, and maybe about half as many vendors. A really interesting statistic, I met a lot of people who said that this was their very first time attending any kind of convention, and I feel like that's a really huge achievement for the LA area. Like, NostalgiaCon is filling some kind of a void in a demographic of people who would otherwise attend conventions and events like this, which are not being fulfilled in an oversaturated area like Los Angeles. In Lay Spirit stats, we sold 177 products over the weekend. Our best-selling item were die-cut stickers. We sold 57 of those. And our worst-selling item was acrylic keychains. We only sold 3. And I don't have a picture of it because I sold out of them and I haven't restocked them yet, but my best-selling individual item was my Back on My Bullshit Skeleton die-cut sticker. You can see it here. We sold 8 of those. So here are some pros for Nostalgia Con Anaheim. Take this with a grain of salt because I don't do a lot of events in the Southern California area, but this is one of the cheapest tables I've ever seen for the LA area, for Anaheim specifically, for a 6-foot table. And that's comparing to WonderCon and other 3-day events that I've done down there. Another pro for us was we were familiar already with the Anaheim Convention Center because of WonderCon, so I already knew what to expect for parking costs and where to go for food and in and out for vendors and attendees, etc. Staff was really communicative, closer to the event, so they were sending out emails for vendor load-in times and had even assigned everybody a load-in time to just kind of help with the use of the loading dock. And when we had any issues or questions, they were very quickly responsive. They were also super open to feedback for future shows, which is a huge green flag to me for any event, especially a new event. And even though it was a slow show, the vibes were incredible all weekend long. Everybody was just amazing. Now for some cons from this con. I think because it's a traveling convention and it pops up in different cities every month or so, they really lacked on the advertising for this event specifically, and I think it just becomes a lot of noise when they're constantly advertising stuff and maybe confusing, since it seems to be the same rotation of voice actors and stuff for every iteration of the show so far. So I think they could have done a better job advertising, maybe done a little bit more diverse advertising than just social media, and a lot of people had no idea that it was happening. My biggest gripe all weekend was the layout of the show. The vendor hall was strange, and I do love and appreciate that people were fed through the vendor hall to get to the voice actors and the panels in the back, but I'll put a map of the event up here too so you know what I'm talking about. But like, you walk in and there's the vendor hall and then there's a chunk of artist alley right here, and then the rest of the artist alley went like up and around the walls. So we were separated, which was weird. and our placement was just abysmal. Like, people were going through the middle, so a lot of those guys had constant shoppers, had constant foot traffic, whereas us out on the like outer perimeter, just on the left-hand side if you're walking in from the entrance, just on the left-hand side, like, it was pretty dead most of the weekend. People did make their laps, but we didn't get a lot of that like immediate foot traffic. Another con, which I understand that this is just kind of how this convention operates, is very similar to like a fan expo, where the amount of talent versus vendors is not what I'm used to. I'm used to there being like, you know, a handful of talent, and then it's mostly vendors and artist alley. But this one, it seemed to be like more talent than artists and vendors, which again, I think that's the whole point, is like, you know, you're getting to see all these people who voiced characters in shows that you grew up with, etc. But because people are mostly going for the talent and to get autographs, they're spending their money there. And I guess I appreciate that the table cost was so low, because if it was any higher, we would have had an impossible threshold to meet our sales. I know most of the vendors that I spoke to either barely broke even or didn't even make their table cost back. Despite all of that, I loved the concept of this convention so much that I would absolutely try it again. I know that they are going to be doing Anaheim 2026, and I absolutely intend to be there. So with all of that being said, here is the pie chart. And oh, that is almost split straight down the middle. My profit, I was in the green, but barely. Very much barely. You can tell that that's pretty much a half and half. Like, this side is expenses and this side is profit. There was a very small margin for success there. And I will say, if Eddie's voice actor didn't come over and spend a stupid amount of money with me, I would have been in the red. So I owe Eddie the entirety of this show, basically, and it's still incredible to think about. And I will talk more about that experience in the video that I post to my YouTube members and my patrons. So definitely check those out if you want to see more of that story and all about the actual dollar amounts and stuff. Unfortunately, hotel was the most expensive thing. And that's because I didn't know until like mid-May that Ryan was even going to be able to come with me because of his new job situation. And so I had put off booking a hotel because I wasn't sure if I was going, like, who I was going to be going with, what the rooming situation would have been like. In, like, for example, if I had gone with my grandma, we would have had a place to stay. So it probably could have been cheaper if I had booked it like months ago, but we were booking it like less than a month out. So I got hit with probably like summer tourism costs. We actually did, Nicole and I did really well on food, which I was very thankful for, even though we went out to a couple of more expensive dinners, but she helped with some of the cost on that. And yeah, otherwise, like, you know, I mentioned the table cost was lower for the area. And the other charge is all of the parking costs. This was a very card-heavy show, and I think that reflects that people were not prepared with cash like a lot of people are at conventions. They were first-timers, so they only had their cards on them. Cash was really slim, and I didn't make a single Venmo transaction. I did offer it, but I didn't make a single one, which, that's fine. Money is money, whichever way it's coming in. But yeah, so that is the pie chart for this show. And again, check out my YouTube members or my Patreon to see the uncensored version of this pie chart. So we are chugging along into June. It is, well, it's after mid-June at this point. I don't have another event until the end of July, and I will be local here in Fresno. We were doing Haunt Mare Expo again at the fairgrounds, which I'm very excited about. So you are going to get to see more studio content, which I know everybody's so excited about because those are some of my worst videos that I put out. I do hope to be having a shop update in the near future. Definitely sometime in July, if not sooner. But part of the, if you have forgotten, the 75-day challenge that I'm still grinning and bearing through, I'm more than halfway through at this point. Actually, I think I'm a little bit more, no, I'm a month away from being done. So I've been working on updating my YouTube graphics. I have updated my logo, which I haven't posted about anywhere. And one of the other things that is on my goals to do during all of this is to revamp my website. And that's actually been a goal of mine for the last couple of years, and it just gets pushed to the side. So I'm hoping that a fresh look to my website will be on the internet before a shop update happens, but I'm also hoping to have some new stickers and stuff, but I want to do something fresh that's not just stickers. So we'll see what I can cook up. But anyways, be sure to stay tuned for that. Obviously, there's going to be more art content, whether you guys like it or not, because I'm having a good time with it. And yeah, so my summer conventions will not be kicking off until the end of July, and then I'm going to be pretty busy until the fall. So I will see you guys then, but be sure to check out any of my future studio vlogs or any of my past studio and Artist Alley vlogs while you're on the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
And that's why I wish you the